Hey, welcome back, knife nerds, everyday care people, and multi-toolers. Do you see what I did there? Multi-toolers. All right, we're going to have a look at, in case you haven't guessed with my big giant hint, a multi-tool here today. It's something that I have wanted to have for a long time. Now, this is something here that the Wave was my multi-tool of choice. It was my multi-tool, the first one I got. I loved it. I think it's very capable. It's a great ADC multi-tool that sits on your hip. If you have the option of carrying something in a bag, the Surge is the way to go. I think the Surge is the most capable multi-tool out in the market. And I'm not knocking the Swiss tools because they are outstanding in their own right. I just happen to think that that Surge, with all the tools that it has, is just that little bit more, especially with the extra bit of accessories that you can add to it. I think puts that just a little bit over the top. But if you're going to carry a everyday carry multi-tool on your hip or in your pocket, I think this one here that I'm about to show you is the way to go. And I've wanted one for an awfully long time. Some people think it's the Wave on steroids. I just think it's a great looking multi-tool that's got some tremendous features, some premium quality materials as well. And I have to say thank you so much, Alex, for doing a little bit of a swap with me. He traded this multi-tool for a Benchmade bug out. I think that's what it was, a bug out. And I got to say, you know what? I got to say thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it so much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And even though you're from up north, oil country, that my Leafs are going to kick their butt if they happen to make it to the very end. If it's East against West, my Leafs are going to do some damage to your Oilers. All right, so let's have a look at the tabletop. And we're going to be looking at the Leatherman Charge TTI. All right, so let's have a look here. Let's open this up. And this is a pre-owned one. And this is probably not, I don't know. I couldn't find a date on here when this was manufactured, any sort of copyright materials. I think it's fairly new, comparatively out there. I had a look around online, and this looks like it's got up-to-date tools. So what you'll end up having is you'll having a kind of a little bit of an information card that comes with it, because the Charge TTI is, I think, their premium multi-tool, and it is that for good reason. I think it's really excellent. So let's first take these glasses off. So now your Leatherman here is going to be coming with your Charge, and it also is going to come with your nylon pouch, and it is a really heavy-duty nylon pouch. I mean, a lot of people really prefer the leather. I mean, you've got the Heritage out there. The Heritage Charge, you can get a leather case with it. But I seem to really like this one here. I think is excellent because it does have a couple of extra spots where you can put like a bit extender, or you can put a ratchet in there. You can even put a fire starter if this goes out of your pocket. And so packaging is really quite nice, Leatherman. Love the Leatherman colors, even though they remind me of the Boston Bruins, who I hate with a burning intensity of 1,000 white-hot suns. And I'm sorry for you Boston Bruins fans out there. And the reason I'm talking hockey, because damn it, the playoffs are starting. Okay, so now you've also got a couple of accessories that comes with this Charge TTI. You've got yourself a lanyard, little lanyard hole, which is, to me, is really kind of bizarre. That it comes with this lanyard. It also comes with a clip for your pocket, and both of these are removable. And it's just a matter of hitting the outside lock, and you can slide that off, and then you can slide your lanyard tool can go in the same spot. But I don't understand that, because you've actually got let's see if I could get this out here without using any sort of other tools. I can't really do that here. Let's see if I can get it with this little thing here. But you've got yourself a lanyard hole that's built in this thing. I can't get at it right now, but I just had it open there a minute ago. Oh no, sorry. Right here. Here's where it is. I was in the wrong spot. There, you can see that you've got yourself a built-in lanyard holder right in the tool. So I don't get why they decide to come up with two of them. I think maybe I don't know. Is this maybe perhaps not strong enough or big enough or whatever? But I mean, it's built right in there already, and that may be kind of a little bit of a hidden feature that a lot of people don't realize that you're going to be able to have. So if you've got your pocket clip on there, you can actually put a lanyard in at the same time. So you can clip it in and you can tie a lanyard to it at the same time. So I think booyah for Leatherman. There, and then that just pops in. Oh, totally crooked. There you go. That just pops in. So you can tie a lanyard in there. You can have your famous Big Canucker lanyard knot in there. And then I can go in your pocket. So let's kind of get that out of the way. Let's go over some little bit of size comparisons. You've also got here an extremely, extremely capable multi-tool in the Leatherman P4 with the magnetic locking, the magnetic one-handed opening is so nice. And then, of course, we've got here, I think, a tool amongst tools, the Victorinox Spirit X. I love this tool. I love the chrome on it, the shininess, the way it feels. It's a really, really excellent multi-tool. And I am convinced that Victorinox has some of the best fit and finish of any multi-tool out there, bar none. I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of these two as well. So don't discount these. I mean, yes, if you're living in Europe, warranty-wise, I think you can never go wrong with the Victorinox. If you like things built in the good old US of A, then I think this Leatherman is the one for you. But hey, I'm enjoying them both. Either way, that gives you an idea of the size. Now let's open this up. Of course, you're going to have yourself a good set of pliers. Now you've got yourself a set of needle nose pliers. You've got yourself a crimper right here, and then you've got yourself a regular set of pliers right there, and then you've got yourself some removable 154 cm cutting blades. Now you've got the regular cutters here, but on the very bottom you can see there's a little bit of a notch there. That happens to be the hard wire cutting spot. So if you're cutting piano wires and real tough things, that's what you want to do. If you do end up cutting some pretty tough things here, you can chop these. You can just use your Torx, and I think it's a T10 if I'm not mistaken. You can pop these off and you can get yourself cuttable blade this thing too. All right, so let's close this up. Now you've got jaw wise. Let's have a look and just see what we're talking about as far as the jaw opening against, say, something like the P4. Oh, there we go. You can see that is slightly bigger than the P4. And let's just have a look at, just for argument's sake, the Victorinox. You can see that the charge here has got the Victorinox. And you know what? That is not the end of the world. But sometimes when you're dealing with some of the larger things, having that extra bit of jaw width can be handy. And the biggest thing for me is when I go to a new hotel, I absolutely, you know what? It's good for the environment, and I do appreciate it, and I do put it back. But sometimes those hotels, they put the water regulators into the shower heads, but they also pack it full of kind of the nylon tape in there to make it extra, water efficient. And you got to run around in a circle just to get wet. So what I end up doing is I'll pop off that shower head and I'll take out that extra tape that they got jammed in there, and then I'll put it back. And then you can at least have a decent shower and still save the environment by using less water. But in order to grab sometimes those larger plumbing fixtures, you got to have that little bit of extra width, and this little bit of extra width will come in handy to move that stuff. And the ergonomics on this is so beautiful. All right, so let's open up. Let's have a look at the outside tools. All right, let's go here, because this is one of the things you want to talk about here. And I'm not sure if you can see, but you can see that it's got S30V. Now that is really, really important, especially if this is going to be your one EDC knife. S30V is an excellent steel. It has got great edge retention. It's got great toughness. It's got great steel, stainlessness, and it's easy to sharpen. It is the first steel that was invented for the cutlery industry, for the knife industry. Most other steels that are in knives are designed for something else, and they've just used it for knives, where this one was designed specifically for knives, and they do an excellent job. And S30V is an excellent knife steel. And this one here came from the factory, incredibly sharp. Now, when I first got this, it was pre-owned. It was a little bit loose here. I mean, this, as well as the other outside tool, was a little bit loose. So I tightened them up, and I kind of over-tightened it a little bit. So it's got some real good it's kind of hard to get open with your one thumb. I will adjust that a little bit. I just wanted to make sure the wiggle was gone and the wiggle could be gone, that it wasn't something that was kind of messed up in there, and it was just a little bit. Now it comes, you need to have a security Torx T10 in order to adjust these or change these, and I happen to have two of them. I just didn't have the one I just didn't happen to have a holder for the bit handy, so I was kind of tightening it a little bit too much. Once I get the other bit holder, I'll adjust these and I'll dial it right in so it is easy to open but without the wiggle. Now the other tool that's on this side is the file, and I love this file. This file has got a diamond on one side, it's got a crosshatch pattern on the other, and then here on the bottom you've got yourself, and some people call it like a diamond or like a saw. You know what, you can notch and cut some small materials, but you wouldn't, some mild steel you're okay, but I certainly wouldn't want to be cutting through feet and feet and feet of something metal with this, because it will take a long time. But excellent little file. Knocking the burr off. If you in a pinch, you can use this to sharpen your other knife if you have to. If you're out there gutting a moose and you know how much moose hair can do to an edge, you can get your knife going, and you can get the job finished with just this little bit of diamond here. No problems. It'll take care of it. Absolutely easy. Now, the outside tools are lockable, so you don't have to worry about, say, this S30V knife, closing on your finger. They'll just use a little liner lock. Now, here is the other one. The other sides here, you have got yourself a serrated edge. But this serrated edge here, now if you look at the tool count online between the Wave and the Charge, even though they've got very, very similar tool count, this will have 19 where the Wave will have 18. And I think that extra tool is right here, is that little bit of a kind of a gut hook, or that hook cut, they call it, if you want to say cut yourself, or if you want to, get in there and cut a seatbelt or some, paracord, stuff like that, or actually use it as a gut hook if you're hunting. It's pretty sharp inside there. And then, of course, your serrated blade is wicked sharp, especially if you're in the Boston area. Now, this has got a saw. Now, the saws on the Leatherman products are phenomenal. They are one of the best out there. This one happens to have a cut on the push and the pull, so it's extremely efficient. I know that I can cut through a 2x4 with one of these here in less than 30 seconds. I saw it on Mythbusters one time, or actually maybe it wasn't Mythbusters. It was Adam, and he was building a holder for his Leatherman, and they were talking about cutting through a 2x4 in less than a minute, and he said you couldn't do it, and or somebody said you couldn't do it, and he rifled through it, no problem. Pretty phenomenal. And I tried it out myself, and it just blew through a 2x4, no worries. And you can see the liner lock here. Now, the one thing here is it does have you've got with the two blades and the one handing open. If you want to open your serrated blade and you want to know it's in a low light conditions or the dark, you can actually feel the little bit of jimping here on the outside that tells you that one is the serrated. And if you have a look on this side, you can feel that one is smooth, and that is your smooth blade there. All right, so let's open this up, and we'll have a look at some more tools here. Okay, on this side, we have got this happens to be your can opener, and then you've got yourself a removable 2D bit holder. Now, I have built a 2D adapter that will go 2D into a 3D bit, as well as an extension with a little pop out. I would use that tool, but this one here happens to, Alex said that he forgot, when he sent me this tool, he left the 6 and the 8 mil Torx in there, and he said, well, just in case you want to open up your knives or do a little bit of knives, I left it in there for you. And I thought, hey, great, Alex, thanks so much, buddy. And the one thing that I wanted to get here and let you know that comes with this Charge TTI too, just gotta find this. Oh, there it is. So, in the back of this holder, this Charge TTI comes with a little bit of a bit kit. So it allows you to have, some 2D Robertsons down here, as well as 2D Phillips, couple sizes, some 2D Torx, as well as some 2D straight bits too as well. So I mean, it's got pretty much everything covered in there. It's just these Torx I know are not necessarily, I don't think they necessarily come with the tool, but these ones do. And it allows you to add 3 more in there. And there is, in this bit holder, there is a couple of things, slots inside there that you can add. So you can even put more bits if you wanted to inside there. There's 2 little pockets in there I forgot to mention. And then here we go with the old belt loop on the back. So let's get that out of there. So of course these tools are locking too as well. Once you lock them out here, you can feel that they are lockable. And then we can close that out here. Or maybe, I'm not sure. And then of course you've got, I think, the most important tool in the multi-tool that I use way more than you would think you'd use is a pair of scissors. And you would think to yourself, well, these little tiny pairs of scissors, what's up with that? You can actually cut a tremendous amount with these little spring-loaded scissors. They're comfortable. If you actually kind of close that whole thing up here, and you can just use the whole thing like that, you're going to buzz through some paper like nothing, and some pretty heavy-duty cardboard, some paracord too as well. Excellent scissors on these multi-tools. And when I was carrying my wave on my hip, I use these scissors 3 or 4 times a week. It's crazy. All right, so let's pop that, close that back inside there, and we'll open up some of the other ones, and you can see that they are lockable. And there's a locking spot here in the back. You just close that. But you've also got here a kind of multi-tool here. You've got yourself a kind of a little bit of a pry bar. It's a little bit thick. You can use it as a little bit of a scraper, as well as you can use it as kind of a large flat. And then you've got a little glass tool here. Now, a lot of people may not, you can see I've got a little bit of grease, a little bit of oil on my hands. And, but it comes with a little micro flat. The other side is a micro Phillips. So I'll see if I can get that off. But there's the other 2 tools that are inside there. I'm going to close that out here. See if maybe, yeah, it's in there pretty good. There's a little bit of a spring there. And it's just because I've got some grease on my fingers. But we'll close that up. And there's no doubt about that. And there is, let's see here. All right, so I just want to close it out. So you've also got some other tools they talk about. You've got yourself some rulers that are in here. You've got yourself millimeters on one side, and you've got yourself inches on the other, just in case you want to go around measuring, 7 1/4 inches a whole bunch of times. That's exactly what that is, 7 1/4 inches. And it is really kind of quite straight. You can use this, I guess, in a pinch as kind of a little bit of a square. I wouldn't build a house with it, but it just gives you an idea. Now, I don't think there's anything more for the tools. I guess right here. Right here is a little bit of another crimper here. You can use this as kind of electrical crimpers inside the back of the tool here. That's where you're going to be crimping. If you've got yourself some butt connectors, different colored butt connectors, that's inside there is where you want to cut that. Now, it looks like there's a little bit of oil in there. Now, I just recently found out that you're not supposed to oil the pivot on your multi-tool. And I'm not exactly sure what that reason it is. If you happen to know why you're not supposed to oil this pivot here, please let me know. I would love to hear the reason why. Now, so this Charge TTI titanium is kind of the premium multi-tool as far as price-wise. Let's just see here in Canada. You're looking at Charge TTI Canada. You're looking at about $252. In the States, it's $189. Now you can get the same tool set but not as much premium materials with the Charge Plus. In Canada, that's $215, or in the US, it's $159. You're going to get yourself an aluminum body here, and it's actually kind of a dark, a black anodized aluminum. And then the S30V blade here, on that one, it's just a regular 420 HC blade, so you can get that. Now you also can get The Charge, the Charge G, sorry, the Charge Plus is 154 cm, not 428 C. Apologize for that. But you've got the Charge G10, where instead of having this titanium outlays, you can have G10 covering. You will get the S30V blade too with that, and that is 169 in the States, a little bit less than the titanium, but it's also on sale right now for 118. And in Canada, that happens to be 242. It is not on sale. Now, I don't know how long that sale is going to last in the US, but 118, you're going to get yourself just about the same tool set, but with some G10. And it is a little bit lighter than this titanium. This titanium seems to be the heaviest of the bunch. You've got the aluminum, I think, with 8 ounces, the G10 with 8.3, and you've got this one here with 8.9 ounces. Still, I think this is the best multi-tool that you can put on your hip in a case, and I think you're going to be set. Now, the Surge, you can put that on your hip, and you're going to have, I think, the most capable multi-tool. I just think that Surge, with being almost 11, I think 12 ounces, it's just a little too heavy to wear on your hip. You throw that Surge in a backpack and you're good, but if you want to wear something on your hip without, having an achy leg all the time or something, I think this is the way to go. This happens to be my new favorite tool, taking over from the Wave. And I think this is the one that's going to go on my hip anytime I'm leaving the house and I need myself a multi-tool. You know what? Might have a little bit of a fight here with the P4 too, but we might end up doing a comparison against these two and maybe see who kicks some butt here. But for now, this one's going on my hip. All right. I sure hope that you guys had some fun with this. I sure hope you learned some stuff. Now, please stay safe out there. Please keep your stick on the ice, this shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.